It's also not had a very large pump yet, and in my opinion, it's the next layer one that you're going to see a pretty large pump out of. So let's talk about 5 coins that, in my opinion, need to be in everybody's portfolio for this bull cycle, okay? Number 1 is Kaspa. We all know why. Kaspa is the best tech in crypto. Hands down, by far, tons of catalysts to come in the near future. And I think that it might be the best risk to reward buy at this point in time in this cycle. Number 2 is Sui. I've talked about Sui before. It was one of my favorite projects coming into this cycle. I have been in Sui for a very long time, since the days when it first launched, and was airdrop farming it before it was able to even be purchased. Sui is this cycle's Solana. Any of you guys who were here last cycle and saw the run that Solana had was absolutely insane, and Sui, in my opinion, is going to have that kind of run this cycle. A lot of the same backers. I think it's probably going to hit 200 billion market cap or something crazy like that. Number 3, Zeus Protocol. What Zeus does is it bridges Bitcoin with Solana so that you can have Bitcoin DeFi on the Solana blockchain, cheaper fees, faster, scalable. Number 4 is Peak Network. This is a brand new layer 1 crypto. It is in the DePIN space, which, for those of you who don't know, it's decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Goddamn mouthful to say. But what it is, it's like Helium and Hive Mapper, those kind of real world data type projects running on blockchain. That Peak is going to cater to only DePIN blockchains, and it's going to be, in my opinion, the number 1 DePIN blockchain in the space. It's also not had a very large pump yet, and in my opinion, it's the next layer 1 that you're going to see a pretty large pump out of. And number 5 is Pepe. I put this one in here because it is going to be this cycle's top meme coin. I'm almost positive it has all the makings of the characteristics of the most popular / largest market cap by the end of this cycle meme coin. So all in all, if I was starting a portfolio right now, these are the 5 that I would add into the portfolio. You could argue Sui is already pumped quite a bit. Pepe is already pumped quite a bit. But if you wanted to start a portfolio, you wanted 5 cryptos, and you wanted it to be fairly safe when it's all said and done, where your gains are pretty much guaranteed, these are the 5 I would start with. Now, all of these cryptos are first cycle cryptos. They've never been through a bull run before, which is significant because usually cryptos see their biggest amount of X's, gains-wise, in their first cycle. That is one reason why these 5 are on my list. They're all good narratives, right? You've got Kaspa, the best tech in crypto. You've got Sui, which is just a fast layer 1. A lot of backers like Solana. I think in general, layer 1s do very well and tend to lead with safe gains during bull cycles. Zeus is bridging Bitcoin with Solana. Peak is another layer 1, and it has kind of a unique narrative that no other blockchain has really conquered yet. And Pepe is a meme coin, obviously. All of these cryptos have a great chance of getting on tier 1 exchanges. Some of them already are. Sui is on majority, if not all, tier 1 exchanges as of right now. Pepe is also on majority, I think, tier 1 exchanges. But the other 3, Kaspa, Zeus, and Peak, are not on tier 1 exchanges yet, but they have a lot of tier 2 and tier 3 exchanges. A lot. So they're primed and ready to take on their first tier 1 exchange. Although I think Peak actually might be listed on crypto.com, which is technically a tier 1. So it has already started its ascent into the tier 1 exchanges. Now, I posted this on X on the 23rd of December, day before Christmas Eve. And since this post, by the way, follow me on X if you have an account at Cat Daddy Crypto. I'm trying to start to post more things on X. I haven't been very good at that so far, but I'm going to start posting more on X. So if you want to engage with me there, make sure you follow me. Since this day, it's been just over a week. The last 7 days, Sui is up 21%. Kaspa is only up 4%. Zeus is up 19%. Peak is up 20%. And Pepe is up 11%. Now, the reason I want to mention that is because we all know Kaspa has been running sideways for the last year, right? And by the way, Kaspa is still the biggest holding in my portfolio. I have not sold one coin, okay? But the reason that I wanted to mention all of that is that things go in waves, and if you're all in on one coin and it's sitting in a sideways position for quite a while, you are extremely bored, you get frustrated, and you tend to want to jump out of the market, like some of these other guys have been doing in Kaspa, into another coin that's pumping. Now, if you just have the majority of your portfolio in something like Kaspa, but you're dabbling in these other layer ones and other projects as well, then when Kaspa is not pumping and it's moving sideways, you still get to enjoy your portfolio moving in an upwards trajectory with these other projects, okay? And diversification is not a bad thing, as long as you're not too over-diversified, which we'll talk about next. When you're starting a portfolio, the amount of money that you have available for investing is going to be important when it comes to how many crypto projects you actually want to invest in, okay? If you've got a smaller amount of money where you're in the hundreds of dollars or a couple $1,000s, maybe even up to $5,000, you want to stick with a very small amount of projects in your portfolio. And the reason being is because you want to maximize what you're going to get out of that, let's just say $5,000, okay? If you're putting $50 into 30 different coins, then you're not going to make a whole lot of money on the back end. When you've got a bigger mass and a bigger weight behind a certain project, when it moves a lot better, and your portfolio will grow faster. If you're working with a little bit more money, then diversify into more projects if you feel the need to. I would recommend that 7 to 10 tops, no matter how much money you have, is a max of what you want to have in a portfolio so that you can maximize the amount of gains you get out of the project you do invest in. You don't want to cut yourself too thin where you're putting small amounts of money in dozens and dozens of different projects, because when it's all said and done, that small amount of money is not going to turn into all that large of amount of money. In a certain portfolio like the one I have listed here on screen, there's 5 projects there. If you're working with a little bit more money, maybe add 5 more below that. You can play with some micro caps or small caps by putting some smaller amounts of money in and hoping that you get that 100 to 1,000x out of them. But if you're just starting out, you don't have a whole lot of money, I would limit your portfolio between 3 to 5 projects, okay? You want to play it safe. You don't want to overextend yourself. You want to maximize the amount of money that you can make, and maximizing the amount of money that you can make is made in a tighter, more structured portfolio. And then what you can do, make the profits that you're going to make this bull cycle, and then start next bear market with a larger amount of money, and next cycle you'll be able to capitalize drastically more on the amount of money that you can potentially make in next cycle. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit more about Kaspa here, because Obviously, my channel is based around Kaspa, and that is typically what you guys want to hear about. I've been seeing and hearing some things around the space that Kaspa is obviously dead, that Kaspa is boring, and that there is no interest in it anymore, okay? That payment processing is not interesting to the average investor, not interesting to the retail that's going to come into the space, and that it doesn't have a future as far as price appreciation because of that. And I want to bring everybody's attention over to a little tiny crypto project out there called XRP. What is XRP's main narrative? That's right. It is payment processing on a global scale. There is a lot of people that love XRP. There's a lot of people that don't think XRP is boring. There's a lot of people in the XRP community that are fired up about it being a payment processing for banks and global whatever it might be doing. Okay, whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But my point here is that anybody who's telling you that Kaspa is boring and will never get traction or attention because payment processing is boring, we already have a blueprint for that over in the XRP community. Whether you like XRP or not, that is its narrative, payment processing. And it seems to garner a hell of a lot of attention, a hell of a big community, and in its first bull cycle, it went absolutely parabolic. It was held back last cycle because of the SEC lawsuit, and it looks like, I don't know how high it can possibly go at the current market cap that it is, but it looks like it's going to have an okay bull cycle this time around. And bringing it back full circle, Kaspa being payment processing, XRP being payment processing, I would argue that that narrative is not boring and has a lot of potential, right? XRP's market cap is $150 billion or something like that right now. And Kaspa's market cap is $3 billion right now. And we all know that Kaspa is far superior in every single metric than XRP. So I just kind of want to make that comparison for you guys solely based on the payments, cross-border payment processing narrative that they both have from the public. So all in all, guys, I'm by no means telling anybody to go out and buy these 5 cryptos. But what I am telling you is that I put my money where my mouth is. I own all 5 of these cryptos. I have a very good feeling that this is a winning portfolio. Maybe sprinkled in a few more micro cap, low cap projects, possibly meme coins. And I think that a portfolio like this is going to maximize your gains. You're not going to get bored because you're going to have things pumping at different times. At a certain point in time, Kaspa is going to pump, and some of these are going to sit sideways. But the bull cycle is going to continue. Our altcoins are going to go parabolic. Kaspa is not dead. Kaspa will pump again, and everything is going to work itself out. Everything is going to be just fine, and we are all going to make a hell of a lot of money this cycle. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And in the meantime, guys, continue to pack your damn bags before it's too late. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.